Okay, bitches, so Dragon Ball Super has recently been released. This is the newest continuation of the Dragon Ball brand, I guess. This is going to be a new series. I've obviously been a gigantic Dragon Ball Z, even Dragon Ball GT fan for 15 years now. I love the shit out of it. So I figured with the release of Dragon Ball Super, why not make like a weekly kind of episode review, episode catch up type thing? So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. The first thing I should mention is that the placement of Dragon Ball Super in the Dragon Ball timeline. This is taking place pretty soon after Kid Buu is defeated, but way before the next, like, because after Kid Buu's defeated, there's a couple episodes of them just kind of dicking around a little bit, and then it fast forwards 10 or so years in the future to when Kid Buu's reincarnation Oob shows up at a tournament and Goku fights him. Dragon Ball Super takes place before that. Okay, so let's get into the first episode, which is who will the 100 million Zenny Peace Reward go to? Obviously, starting with the intro, I think the intro is fantastic. Everyone always loved the original Dragon Ball Z intro, Chala, Head Chala, everyone loved that. But I like this new one. It's called Excellent Dynamic. It's pretty solid, sets a good tone for the series. The show opens up with a quick recap of the end of the Kid Buu saga. It shows Goku preparing the Super Spirit Bomb, shows a little bit of battling between Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Vegeta versus Kid Buu, and then it carries on and shows Goku, looks like he's working. In the special movie where Vegeta's brother is introduced, Goku is kind of like a radish farmer, and it looks like he's doing this to make money for the family. The only thing that's kind of interesting about this that I think early in Dragon Ball, when Goku first goes to a city, he goes to West City in the Red Ribbon Saga to have Bulma repair the Dragon Radar. When Goku first goes there, he thinks that he needs money to get information, and he ends up in a little bit of a street fight, and he ends up earning a significant amount of money from this. And I always wonder why Goku, with his abilities, he could easily make tons and tons of money, but I guess, it's kind of one of those things where he's not really too sure, how to make money, because Goku, you could say he's a bit of an airhead, something similar to that. Goku does a little bit of training. You see him transform into a Super Saiyan for the first time, while Goten sort of takes over the work for a little bit. Now, I've read that in the Dragon Ball Super manga, Goku actually image trains against Final Form Frieza, Perfect Cell, and Kid Buu, which is pretty interesting. It's a shame that they didn't adapt that for the anime, because that would have been pretty cool to see Perfect Cell and Kid Buu drawn with the new animation style. But Goku and Goten, they sort of dick around for a little bit, and then it's not long before Beerus is properly introduced. Although I guess I shouldn't say properly introduced, because there's not really any backstory or exposition about who Beerus is. They kind of just show him destroying a planet. Now, Dragon Ball Super, the first saga is going to be called the Battle of Gods saga, and it's going to be an adaptation of the Battle of the Gods movie. And it'll probably, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 episodes long, I could imagine. Now, showing Beerus, I guess, was cool, but one thing they didn't show, he's already awake. If you guys remember in the Battle of the Gods movie, Beerus, we see him waking up, but right now he's just already awake, so obviously there's going to be some minor changes here and there, obviously some things that they'll make a little different. Moving on, it shows Mr. Satan, and I thought it was actually pretty interesting. In the background, kind of off to the side, Mr. Satan is being interviewed by a number of members of the press, of the media. And in the background, you can see Karoni, Miss Pisa, and Baroshki. those are the three who were with Mr. Satan in the Cell games when all the stuff with Cell was going on. They were there with Mr. Satan, and it's kind of cool, a cool little nod that they brought them back. Not really to do much, but stand there in the sideline. Not a lot else happens in the episode. It's just kind of just showing us a number of the characters. We only get a quick glimpse of Piccolo and Gohan. You see Gohan sort of out and about with Videl, and Gohan laments that he's not able to have any money to help, buy things for Videl, but Videl's able to buy him nice gifts. But I'm sure Gohan is able to pay that back in the bedroom when she gets some of that Super Saiyan dick. That's why she's so quick to buy him gifts. And, Gohan has that little look on his face. He's like, yeah, I know what's good. Piccolo, though, you only see him just for a second kind of looking down at Gohan. It looks like he might be a little upset that Gohan's not really doing much training, but oh well. One thing that is a shame is Vegeta does not actually show up at any point in this first episode. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have a huge role moving forward, but a shame that you don't see him in the first episode. Most of the rest of the episode after this point is just Goten and Trunks kind of horsing around, fucking around. We've seen a lot of this in the beginning stages of the Buu saga, of Goten and Trunks kind of playing around. They're looking for a wedding gift to give to Videl and Gohan, since they are to be married soon. And it goes on for a little bit. They do get into a little battle against a giant snake. Cue Yawn from the Resident Evil remake. But, there's not really much there. You see Goten charge a Kamehameha, but he doesn't actually use it, which is a shame. And then the episode closes out with Mr. Satan giving Goku 100 million Zeni, which, if it's the correct transfer ratio that the US dollar is to yen, then that means Mr. Satan gives Goku $1 million, because you move the decimal over 2. So 100 million yen would be 1 million US dollars. So with that, Chi-Chi is satisfied and Goku's able to go train with King Kai. Interesting to me that King Kai's planet is where Goku goes to train, but I guess it kind of makes sense because Goku, while he was dead for those 7 years after the Cell games, he was, basically training with King Kai that whole time, and that's the training in which he's able to unlock the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, so, hey, I guess Goku knows best after all, right? And then the show ends with, old Kai and the Kibito Kai just, kind of in the distance seeing another planet get destroyed, and they wonder what this means. And that's pretty much it for the first episode. Not a lot going on. I enjoyed it, but obviously it's probably going to be a slow build up before a lot of the action starts taking place. I would say that the closing song and closing ending, because there's the opening and then the closing, the little theme song type thing. I do actually really enjoy the closing as well. I think they did a really good job with that. The closing is called Hello, Hello, Hello. Pretty solid. And then there is the scenes from the next episode type thing at the end. And it just shows that the next episode is probably going to be focused on Vegeta most of the time. And then you see a couple cuts of Beerus. So that'll be interesting. Alright, kids. I will see you next time for episode 2.